I wouldn't have him anywhere near me if it was my club and I had to build my team. I know he's great. I know if he's motivated. I know how I saw him win a championship. I know he's superb, but there's too much of this other nonsense that goes on with him. I wouldn't go near him. And I know that Knicks fan base. I don't know him necessarily, but I know the Knicks fan base.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to. I know they've been awful, and they haven't made the playoff. I know that. I don't think they even want him. So I would say no to Kyrie with the Knicks.
I don't know if I could say no to Kyrie Irving. I don't know. If I'm a Knicks fan, I don't know if I could do that. Look, man, desperate times call for desperate measures. And this brother is a superstar talent. He is box office, okay? I'm sorry. Now, don't get me wrong. Let's not get beside myself. Ain't no way in hell I'm giving them more than 1 year at a time in terms of guaranteed dollars. I have held that position. I don't give a damn who it's for. You do not give Kyrie Irving a long-term guaranteed contract because you can't trust him. You can't trust him to show up to work. But once he's at work, I'll take him over 90% of the league. It might be higher than that. He is that spectacular. And when you're the Knicks, as moribund and pathetic as you have been for so many years. You sat up there and tricked me last year. You got me caught up. Not this past season. I'm talking about the season before that, JJ. They tricked me. You know what I'm saying? We here. I mean, me and my foolish self getting all excited because the New York Knicks were in the playoffs for a damn change. They win one game and then they let me down. I ain't falling for that again, okay? They got me. I was excited. I lost my way. I just lost all sense of what's normal, okay? I'm not doing that again. But if I'm the Knicks, what do I have? I'm supposed to sit up there and look forward to relying on Julius Randle? I like R.J. Barrett. Don't get me wrong. Very, very, very impressed with his improvement. He's, unlike Julius Randle, he actually remembers he has two hands instead of one. He actually uses his right hand, JJ, not just left, going left all the time. With Julius Randle, he's going up the block, around the damn corner, around and running a mile, whatever. He's coming to his left all the time. It never changes. With R.J. Barrett, that's not necessarily the case. But if you're the Knicks, the success has been pretty pathetic, and the specter of what your future looks like doesn't look great either. If I got a chance to get Kyrie Irving walking into the Garden, and I don't have to guarantee more than 1 year at a time, I'm going to take that chance.
I want to start this by saying, I'll repeat what I said yesterday when we talked a little bit about this, and I think the best course of action for Kyrie, if the Nets are unwilling to give him a long-term extension, is for him to opt in, give that commitment, play 70, 75 games. That team with Joe Harris healthy and Ben Simmons healthy, that is a potential championship team. Yeah, that's how good and talented those guys are. Now, they still have some holes in their roster. They're not a perfect roster. But I think that's the best course of action. As far as the Knicks, doesn't relevancy matter? Doesn't excitement in the Garden matter?
Of course it does.
Doesn't being a star in this city playing for the Knicks, that matters.
Preach.
That matters.
It's very important.
And by the way,
listen to him.
But outside of Carmelo, in my career, the Knicks have not had a true star.
That's right.
They've gone a decade plus without. Specifically, at the point guard position, the last star they had was Stephon Marbury, and he couldn't even take them to the playoffs. That's not a knock on Julius Randle. I know he made All-NBA, but he is not the transcendent star that Kyrie is. And if you look, when he's played in Brooklyn, 27, 6, and 5, a steal a game on basically 50, 40, 90 shooting. How many freaking guys in the world can do that?
Not too many.
Less than a handful.
Not too many.
Less than a handful. This gives them relevancy. It gives them excitement. And I want to make a point about Kyrie going forward. Okay? If we look at these 3 years in Brooklyn, all right, the first year he said basically, I don't want to play because Kevin's not playing.
Correct.
And then it was his choice to miss the bubble. There were a lot of guys that didn't go to the bubble. Mm-hmm. He wasn't the only one. There was a lot of guys that wanted to be with their kids.
No. That's not true. No. Just for accuracy purposes, in all seriousness, he wanted to go because he was injured. They told him he couldn't go. And only after they told him he couldn't go did he try to dissuade everybody else from going. Go ahead.
Okay.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.